job, top job. Ladies and gentlemen, we have two more acts. Yes, two more acts, great. Put your hands together, you know the drill, you've been super fantastic so far. Welcome to the stage, fabulous Colin Ness.
Many thanks to Fiona, she's done a great cast over the past few weeks. And there is an added thing when you book the course. Also, it gets rid of any constipation that you might have. So it's just a little extra that you get. And I've also thought, I've come to believe, that Fiona has brought out the Boy George in me. I'm a much calmer comedian. Now, I'm a Yorkshireman, grew up in Hull, and yeah, thanks for that. And recently they did do a survey in England, and Hull didn't figure very well, to be honest. It was the worst, ended up being the worst place to live. And one of the criteria was that it had the worst or the highest rate of teenage pregnancies in the whole of England. And because of that, you found that in Hull, in the schools, all the kids were actually shagging behind the bike sheds. So that's where the teenage pregnancies come from. And that actually takes me back to my school days. I was behind the bike sheds, and one of my mates said to me, "Have you finished with that condom? Because I wouldn't mind the bother of it." I said, "Yeah, no problem at all." And he said, "Oh, by the way, you don't actually need to wear a condom when you're having a wank." And I said, "Well, my mum told me, you know, you can never be too careful." So several years later, I was down the pub with that very same friend, and he, I said to him, "Getting married on Saturday," and he said, "Married?" I said, "That's a bit sudden, isn't it?" I said, "Yeah, well," I said, "What do I do on the wedding night? How do I carry on?" He said, "You're telling me you've never had a shag?" I said, "I've had a wank." I said, "Tell you what I'll do. I'll give you 20 quid now and 20 quid when the job's done. I'll be in the wardrobe on the wedding night, and if you need any guidance, I'll be there." So I said, "Yeah, okay." So wedding night arrives, and of course, you know, we're in bed and pretty excited. And I just said to my wife, I said, "Look, I'm so excited, I'm going to have to go to the toilet. I've got to go for a shite. I'm just that excited." So I jumped out of bed and go in the toilet, and she can hear me in the toilet. And because I want a shite, now she wants a shite. So she jumps out of bed, she's looking around everywhere, and says, "Oh, I can't wait, I'm just dying to go." And she saw a shoebox on top of the wardrobe, so she grabbed it over it, put it on the floor, squatted over it, and started doing the shit in the box. And then she hears the toilet flush. She goes, "Oh no, what am I going to do?" So she snapped it off, and jumped back into bed. Of course, silly bugger me comes walking out the toilet, and I stood right in the box. And I said, "What's this? A fucking shitbox?" My voice came out of the wardrobe. It said, "Turn her over, you silly bastard." So I got married in England and came out only 3 months later. And the honeymoon lasted 2 years, 3 months, 21 days. Then the in-laws around. Was the end of that. And knowing how clumsy my father-in-law is, I was really surprised when I heard that he was going for a job as a handyman. I thought, you can't be joking. Anyway, he turns up, goes to see the foreman, and the foreman says to him, what do you like at carpentry? And he says, oh, knocked a few nails in my time, some of them even straight. So he said, what about plumbing? I said, oh yeah, I've changed a few tap washers. And he said, what about electrical work? He said, never touch it, always leave it to the professionals. And he said, what makes you a handyman? I said, well, I only live around the corner. And he got the job, yeah, amazing. My wife also tried to introduce her parents to some new people, stop them hanging around with us. And they got invited to a barbecue and turned them at the house. And the lady answered the door and mother-in-law said, have you got a spare pair of knickers? Because I just shit now. Well, you've been a great audience. Thanks a lot. Give it up for Colin, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently that's a true story. You all thought you had a bad mother-in-law. That's dynamite. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you have been a superb audience. It is much appreciated. We have our final performer about to grace